Hi, this is Janne.
It's Alexi.
We are children of Bodom.
And you are watching Loudwire. Other than me just, working double shift, it wasn't really that much different, since I already had, I had written the riffs anyway, and I knew what I was doing. And if anything, I think the results came out a lot tighter, because it was, I played all the riffs, so. Plus, the fact that, I usually come up with a lot of ideas on the spot, like while I'm recording, and then it sort of saved time and just to like kind of getting to do those things without having to explain or teach somebody the new ideas or whatever,
Yeah, I think the main thing is that everything was written for two guitar players, so it didn't like change the whole band, even though then he played both of the parts, but Robert was with us for the songwriting process, so that didn't get changed, luckily, because that would have been then different, very different. But for him just to play the both parts, like he said, it just makes it tighter because, it's all played by the same guy.
Yeah.
I think musically it starts with this melody thing, but then it goes into the very heavy, brutal riff, which then turns out to be the chorus later on. And it's a great combination of the more melodic side of our music and then the very, very heavy, brutal riffing.
Yeah, yeah.
And it has the melody bit also in the middle, doesn't it?
Yeah. So, it's a little different, that riff from the others, which is cool, And I think that's like one of the biggest and catchiest verses like we've ever had, ever before. So, like totally looking forward to do that one live for sure.
Starts out with a killer melody again, like some of our trademark stuff. Goes into this like rhythmically pretty interesting. The verse has this feeling that the first beat would not be the first beat, even though it is the first beat. I don't know how to explain this, but has this pretty cool like rhythmic turnaround in the verse, and then goes into the chorus. But yeah, I think the main melody, just how the song opens up with, is pretty. It's catchy. It's pretty.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's a very catchy and like super dark song for sure. And somehow, it's definitely. All the females like it, which is always good.
That was surprising to me because we've never had this. But when the album was done, started playing to our friends, all the females, all the chicks love that song. Like, oh, okay, well, that's a good sign,
Must
right?
have done something right.
Yeah. When we were recording music, that was going to be the slow song, even though then we did the one number 9 track, which is weird. But anyway, that song, it was the slow song, and it starts out with this pretty simple keyboard riff that, it's just, I don't know, it just, we captured a good like 80s thing with it, but then it's pretty dark too. So it has like almost like a goth, or I don't know. It has a different vibe.
It's got a goth vibe in it, and like a cool guy, like sort of a typo negative.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, you can hear something like that going on. But yeah, musically, it's the slow song. It has a killer. I like the verses too. We did some weird ass keyboard work on the verses. We put we synced the sound, but then put the sync into a wrong tempo. So you can hear it much, but when you know what's going on over there, it gives a cool effect.
It sure does. The lyrics, well, basically, that's one of those songs that people, I think a lot of people can relate to that, because it's like it could be, it's basically about being addicted to something and wanting to stay away from it, but still like kind of needing it around. So it could be different things for different people. It can be a drug, or it can be a person, or it can be an alcoholic beverage, or whatever the hell, you know. So I mean, it's like it's just one of those things, and I got the idea of, I mean, for the lyrics basically, where well, I mean, this was all like way back, and a group of people. Let's just say that there was a group of people that were doing a lot of things that they probably should have not done, and most of them didn't make it, and so that inspired me. I mean, that inspired me to write the song, you know. It all comes down to the fact that I am a very restless person, you know, and so I need, well, so to speak, you know, chaos around me to feel comfortable, and silence. I don't do well with silence, you know. Dead silence freaks the shit out of me. It really does. I mean, there's just too much crazy in my head, I guess. And
Yes.
so you know, that sort of thing inspired me to write the song. And well, the funny thing, of course, is that it doesn't, like, you know, always have to be so over dramatic, you know. It can be something as crazy as me having to have like fucking Seinfeld on when I go to sleep, but no silence.
Yeah, and musically it's one of the more brutal, heavy songs. We've released Morrigan and the title track, and I think it's good how Morrigan was more like melodic and that kind of catchy thing, and then the title track it's more of the brutal, heavy riffing type of song. So gives a good idea of the overall album. We were at the age when Top Gun came out that, you know, dude, it's fighter like jets and motorcycles, and, you know, it's
Tom Cruise.
Yeah, and Tom Cruise.
They were like the best and coolest things ever.
Yes. So obviously we were fans, you know, as kids.
Yeah.
And, you know,
and it's just one of those songs that, you know, you just like, you go way back to that like time of sort of innocence, I guess, you know, and you know, it's a killer track.
Yeah.
And you know, when you think about it, it's already pretty metal, you know. So it was pretty easy for us to actually, you know, make a version out of it. And you know, it's not a secret that we enjoy very much to make kind of goofy covers, you know. So you know, that was the one this time around.